Hey everybody, what is going on? CerealOverdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is a 30, yes that's right, a 30 PED hunting run. We're going to be hunting Feffoid, sort of my normal hunting run. I'm going to be trying to make a little bit of a profit here. Pretty much my whole inventory is cleared out, just ignore those Christmas strong boxes. I wanted to note that right away. Also, I completely forgot to put my armor on, so let's go ahead and do that real quick, and that's the wrong type of armor. Whatever, we'll make it work. We can make it work with Vigilante. It'll do for oh, and the turret got him. Alright, so we've got a few mistakes that we made right off the bat. Forgot to equip armor. That's a pretty classic one. Standing too close to the turret, I usually avoid doing that, but I managed to pull that one off this time. So we're not off to the best start, but let's see how it goes. Traditionally right now, just given how my runs have been going, I've been taking about 40% losses roughly on average for every run I do in Entropia Universe. That's sort of why I'm dialing back the game a bit, just because those aren't sustainable numbers for me. If my PED stack's being reduced by 40% for every drop, or every time I go out, that's quite the reduction. So one of the things I'm doing is sort of just sitting it out, and every now and then I'll come on, do a quick run like this, and sort of see if the loot's a little bit better than expected. If it is, maybe I'll stay on a little bit longer. If it isn't, I sort of call it. I recommend all you guys do the same things, just because the way I see it, right? Mind does need to make money, okay? So a 10% loss, 15% loss, I find that to be acceptable. I admit I'm not the most eco player, I'm not the best player, I'm not the highest level player, so I've got to take some losses, right? Ooh, that was a nice loot right there. And it's always fun to have those good runs where you make a little bit, and the majority of my runs, they need to be losses, just so the game can sort of pay for itself. Now, that doesn't mean that I should be just sort of eating huge percent losses. Every now and then that is going to happen, but when it happens recently, like over 500 PEDs, I've lost 40%. When it happens like that, it's a crazy amount when you think about it. I mean, it's not that crazy, right? Like I go to the casino, I might blow $100, but if I go to the casino every day, I can't do $100 a day, right? With Entropia Universe, it's sort of like that, right? Like I don't want to just keep wasting money in this, because I can play other games. There's other games out there that are going to give me sort of a better bang for their buck. So when loot's bad, I just go to those games. And that's why you guys see me playing Rust, a little bit more RuneScape, everything like that, because I'm playing other games that I enjoy just as much, and I'm not taking huge losses. I love the real cash economy aspect to Entropia Universe. It's just I don't want to see myself losing more than I'm getting out of it, if that makes sense. I don't know how it is for you guys, but that's just how it works for me. So I thought that would go a ways towards sort of explaining why I've been posting less and not streaming on Twitch as much. One of the other things I find too is with Twitch, like Entropia Universe is what most people are following me for. So like I've been doing some Prey and some Rust and all that on Twitch, and every now and then people will join just to say hi, but for the most part everybody's interested in Entropia Universe. So when I'm not playing Entropia, I'm just not streaming as much. So if you're wondering why I haven't been on Twitch lately, that's the reason for that too. Also, cool like life update, I guess, to give you guys. I am going to be moving. I'll be leaving Boston and not going to a suburb, like going to a whole new city. So that's sort of exciting. I'll still be in like a 1-bedroom, at least initially, so I won't be upgrading any, like you won't hear like a better microphone or anything like that. For you guys, it's not going to be noticeable whatsoever, but for me, it's going to be a huge change. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's just recently for my job, I've been in between cities a lot and sort of talked with the girlfriend, partner, fiance, wife, whatever you want to call it, right? Talked with her or him, I guess, but it's a her. I'm not gay. I won't pretend to be. But anyways, then it just made sense for us to make the move. So we're going ahead, we're making the move, and hopefully it'll work out for us. I'm not going to tell you guys the city. At some point I will, but I don't want to do it right away, because if you guys link up, like it's very easy for people who sort of know me to link up and figure out what all is going on and like who I am. And I try to keep my identity just a little bit hidden, so I figure I'll keep that on the DL for now. I mean, I highly doubt there's that many people that are interested in actually knowing who I am or that interested in it, but just in case, especially because like location's one of those things that you sort of update on social media and stuff like that. So if you know what my Instagram is or you have an idea of what it is, you could probably figure out who I am. I'm a little paranoid about that, but that's just, I don't know. One day maybe we'll have a face reveal. One day, but it won't be for a while. Like I say, if I ever get to the point where I can sort of just work for myself and do my own thing, I'd have no problem being like, oh yeah, here's my face reveal and all that. But I've heard horror stories from people who just like they make one misstep on the internet and it sort of follows them around for forever, right? Especially in like the computer engineering world. Like let's say you're working for a startup, right? If I go online and I say something like, let's find some country to pick on that nobody can get mad at me for. Fine, I disagree with Switzerland's stance on, I don't know, the war in Germany or something weird like that, right? You never know like how that's going to come back at you. There could be like a ton of people who just disagree with you, and somehow like people catch on to that, and then if they know who you are and they sort of have an idea of who you work for, then they badmouth the company, and then someone's going to come to me and be like, Cereal, I'm from HR, and I've been getting a lot of negative press recently over what you said. You've cost us X amount, you're making us this amount, we're going to need to let you go. I just don't want to be faced with that situation. So that's sort of why I keep my identity secret. It has nothing to do, the majority of you guys seem like great people. It's just every now and then there'll be one asshole. I've had a few people try and hack my Entropia Universe account even. Like I'll get these suspicious emails. CerealOverdrive@gmail.com is obviously my email, but it'll be like, oh, we would like to work with you. We're working with Mindark. Can you please send us your login information so that we can verify it's you? And I'm like, we're not doing that. And then you click on their email and it's like mindark@yahoo.com. Yeah, I don't think that's Mindark. There's been some more advanced ones, but that's sort of the generic scammer sort of phishing email. But you never know. Like I just don't want to expose myself to that. But yeah, I'm gonna be moving, so that's like super exciting to do, especially now because it's like so cold in Boston. So hopefully where I'm moving, it'll be a bit warmer. I mean, honestly, like if you're moving inside of the U.S., there's very few places you can go where it's colder and snowier than Boston. I think you'd probably have to go to like what would it be? You'd be going anywhere near Canada, but if you go too far out west, then it'd be warmer than it is in Boston. So like, yeah, I'm going somewhere warmer, so I'm a little bit excited for that. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a good move. Hopefully it'll be exciting. You guys probably will not notice whatsoever. That's the goal at least. There'll be no interruption. And one day I'll just be recording from a different room. I did move recently in Boston, but just the way my life is set up, I do move around a lot. Just within the city I'm in, it works out better for me just with life and everything like that. Especially when you first move to a place. You want to be... Here's my take on it. We're going to let this Feffoid kill me while I talk about this. Here's my take on it, right? If I'm moving into a new city, right? I want to live centrally to the city for like 6 months to a year. Figure out sort of what area, what suburb I like. If I like any suburbs or if I'd rather live in the city, figure out sort of how the real estate market is, and then either buy something or rent something, depending on sort of the market. Honestly, I think the U.S. housing market's going to go down soon, so it was a good time to move, just because I was in between places. I don't think that's a secret. I sold my residence. Didn't do amazing on it. Didn't lose money though, so I'm happy with that. Figured it was time to get out just because I was sort of getting worried about the real estate market being in a bubble. If it's not, I'm going to kick myself in 20 years. If it is, 5 years, I'll be a very happy person. But we'll see. You never know. And it really depends on the area you're in. Boston's a little bit more stable than Detroit, for example. That should not be a surprise to anyone. But if things really do go south, Boston has a lot farther to fall than Detroit. Yeah, folks, you guessed it. I'm moving to Detroit. No, I'm not. Or am I? I'm not moving to Detroit. I wouldn't do that to myself. Actually, Detroit is a nice city. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's too cold. It's too cold for me. Anyways, guys, I just thought I'd talk about that. It was something to talk about, a little bit of a glimpse into my personal life and what's going on. Thought it was a decent video to make, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It's a little bit of a look into my personal life, just because with Entropia Universe there wasn't too much to talk about this hunt. There's not too much going on right now. Sort of Merry Mayhem and all that stuff sort of winding down, and I've been disconnected from the universe recently just because I'm trying to wait until my PED stack starts going up when I hunt. Or not up, but just not getting cut in half every time I go hunting or mining or anything. So let's see if this is the time. So I started out with 30 PEDs. I think we're going to make that 30 back. No, not quite. So we got 28 PEDs, which means right now we're taking a 2 PED loss. That's a little bit more sort of on par with what I'd expect, a 2 PED loss, because once you account for armor, yep, armor, and amp decay, I'm taking about a 9 PED loss on the whole hunt, which isn't too bad, all things considered. I lost 9 PEDs. That's what? That's probably, if the hunt, it comes out to about 40 PEDs when you count decay, so I lost about 25%. I don't think that's too far. That's sort of the bottom of where I want to be as far as losses go. Like, I'd like to be seeing like a 10% loss rather than 25, but it's a lot better than 40, so maybe we're coming back here. Anyways, folks, thanks for watching. If you get any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to post down below. And as always, I hope you guys are having a great time playing whatever games you're playing, and hopefully you like the video, I guess. Peace.